Hi Internet, hi YouTube. Well, it is Friday, March 7th, and today is exciting because it is the first day of Sacramento Comic-Con. So, we pretty much gotta hit the road, like, right now. Alright, let's go! Hi guys. Alright, it took me a while to find the convention center's parking garage, but I finally found it. We're on level 6. Don't let me forget that, because I'm gonna need to know that later. So, these are the elevators, and when we come up, I'm right there. So it should be super easy to find. Hold on. Should be super easy to find my car again. Assuming I get the right elevators, because there's more than one. Alright, Comic-Con! Yeah! Kind of at a little bit of a loss for what the heck to do here. There doesn't really seem to be a lot to do. I thought it'd be more like VidCon, you know, panels all the time, lots and lots of panels, but there don't seem to be any, so yeah, look at the line. Lots of people. Lots and lots of people. I bet they know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I'll show you more of the inside when I get back inside. There's my wristband. Alrighty, so we're in the exhibition hall again.
It's many, many moons. Like, I have met some of the coolest people in the world through costuming. I've done some of the most amazing experiences. Like, me and I had gone, we came up to Sacramento for the state fair years ago. And I was approached first. Was I approached first or were you approached first? Either way,
I think I reached out to you.
Yeah, he reached out to me, and we were friends, and we did really good costumes, and knew that we were really good people that could be trusted in public with small children, which is most important.
There was a funny story that.
Yeah, we'll tell you a story off the podium later.
Yeah.
But you get to learn, and you get to meet some of the coolest people, and what you'll find out is you're building a costume. Who's making a costume right now? Anybody in this? You got a body double now, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you had a question, brother?
Yeah, I had a question. Kind of goes to the drawing aspect of cosplay.
Okay.
And you mentioned that you were with Matt and Son. There's recently some stuff going on with some claims made about a crowdsourcing for Project Lex.
Yeah.
I want to know if you had a comment on that, and then second off for the panel, more about crowdsourcing and cosplay.
You have 3 people who are involved with Project Lex on this table, on this panel.
Those
people
that
that
sponsored it too.
And I sponsored it as well. I was, as far as Project Lex goes, that was an original project for a photographer, so it was an artistic piece. So crowdsourcing for that, there's no problem. There shouldn't have been. There was no licensing issues. It was a pure passion project that people volunteered their time. I think the only money that people received was for travel, which was paid for, their flights were paid for.
Or materials.
Or materials for the costumes.
Yes. And I think the question you're asking is in reference to the individual who spoke up, and in my opinion, being very unprofessionally.
Yeah, I still don't know who said it. I know it's girl. We'll talk later.
The person involved, for whatever reason, decided not to handle the issue with the photographer in question. And instead blasted him on the internet and brought to him some serious allegations that could actually be lawsuit material. The money involved was handled professionally, and he actually gave an accounting of such. So if there was any questions of that individual, she should have asked them prior to her involvement in
And usually when someone does stuff like that, it's more of a cry for help, and it's usually we kind of police ourselves as friends. You'd be amazed at how long a lot of us and how long most of us know each other. I'm not going to talk about Keith and I. But again, like there's been so many issues where something is happening. He can call me up, or I'll call him up, and we'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's crap, all right, whatever. And what's so nice is you build a brotherhood with these guys and a sisterhood, and like we've known each other for so long, Keith and I. Not going to go into that.
It's a bromance. I think it's a bromance.
Bromance.
He's so handsome.
That girl has the same flip-flops as me.
Grandma takes baby steps.
Yes, I do.
We found it? Oh my god. Hey, look. Oh, we need to go see they just have a game of town,
There's the Captain America shield over there. Yep.
Jean was dead. And now mutants are feared and hated by everybody, and Jean is dead except for the one. Well, they're feared and hated by everybody except for the ones who are allowed to join all the other teams in the Marvel Universe, like the Avengers and the Defenders and the what have you and the FF, I'm sure. Oh wait, no, that's all Wolverine. And Wolverine's lost his healing factor. Okay. Which is why we have, I think on page 5, Nightcrawler is trying to teach him how to get used to fighting without his claws. So of course, at a crucial moment in the fight, Wolverine forgets and pops his claws. At which point, Aurora decides, enough of this foolishness. Cecilia, give him Band-Aids, quick. So Cecilia comes in and tries to put Band-Aids on the wounds, and well, we had to cut away because A, we were running out of pages, and B, this really wasn't ER. But, ow! I mean, ow! I'm not sure I understand the logic of this structure, but ow! So as you can see, Nightcrawler is off to a sterling start, so he figures, I don't understand any of this, I'm going out on a date. And he hooks up with Amanda, who he hasn't seen in a while, and she hasn't seen him in a while, but after all, he's been dead. And shenanigans happen. And I don't mean between him and Amanda. We have a bad guy. And he makes an entrance. And things get hectic from there. And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, wait a couple of issues and we'll throw in Margali and see where that leads. And because it's a 6-issue series, which is really cool because normally there are only 5. We close out with Kurt teaching school. One of his students is someone I came up with who basically is one of those happy-go-lucky mutants who looks like a cross between Beverly Hills 90210, whatever the hell that zip code is, and a tarantula. I have no idea. I just put the pieces together and figured it looked really cool in Indiana Jones. I mean, you know, not the human part, but at least the, you know. So and he's a good guy. So we're going to see where that leads. I haven't got my glasses on. It's a blur. So we're just going to keep going for another hour. Does that answer your question and totally alienate you from the concept? Actually, it's got really good art by Todd. Todd Knock. Thank you. I'm an old fuck. I can't remember. But you know, it's like back in the day, Marv Wolfman gives me a Tomb of Dracula to write, which later became giant-sized Tomb of Dracula #2. And he said, and I said, well, do you have any editorial instructions for me as a young budding writer? And he said, yeah, plot it as if you were plotting it for Neil Adams. Holy cow! I'm going to be working with Neil Adams? Are you really this stupid? No. Listen carefully. Plot it as if we were going to give it to Neil Adams. Then we'll give it to somebody else. But it will be written for Neil Adams. In other words, don't cut any corners. Oh. You sure I can have Neil Adams? And it's actually not a bad syllogism to follow. You presume going in the gate, that you will be working with the absolute best there is at what they do, and cut no corners in terms of ideas you want the characters to follow, in terms of staging, in terms of visual tropes. Go for the wall. And you never know.